And she says that this is saving her, this is ballpark, she's not exactly sure, but she thinks it's saving her about an hour per brand. So if she had done this all manually, instead of using the results from this ChatGPT prompts, it would take her about an hour to do a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, LinkedIn for channel makers, about an hour to do the same thing for Cook for Folks, and about an hour to do the same thing for the Secret channel, plus 3 times a week. So it's saving her like 30 to 40 hours a month. Welcome back to the Creative House Podcast. We are doing content repurposing with AI. So we are repurposing blog posts, and pretty soon we're going to be repurposing video content or maybe audio content like podcasts. And we are repurposing that long form content into social media posts. And it is saving us so much time. We've been working with Josh Pitzalis and a little bit with Tristan Goodwin. And we have episodes on Creative House with both of them. They're really interesting. I'll link them. Check them out. And it has really sped up our process. So we can't actually show like the difference in time that it was taking us perfectly because we weren't doing this much before. Right now, we are testing it out on 3 different brands of ours. So one of them is Channel Makers, our YouTube strategy channel, which also has a website and blog posts and various social media accounts. We're also doing it on Cook for Folks, which is a website we have on cooking. And we're doing it on our secret niche website, which we will hopefully be able to reveal what that niche is sometime early next year. And we are doing multiple social posts for each of those. So for most of them, we are doing Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, some of them LinkedIn, and pretty soon we're going to start doing community posts on YouTube for the ones that have YouTube channels. So that's a lot of social platforms for 3 different brands. And we have more brands than that. So we're probably going to start adding more brands and doing it with even more brands. But as it stands, we're publishing like 2 to 3 times a week on all 3 of those brands on multiple different social accounts, like 4 to 5 social accounts. So that's like, I don't know, like 30 to 36 social posts per week that we are generating mostly with AI now, which is amazing. Can't even quite compare it to what we were doing before because we weren't doing this much before because we didn't have time. So Andrea, who's one of our video editors, and she does a lot of our branding. She's really amazing with all kinds of design things, and she does a lot of our social media, and she is posting these. We're kind of working together. I am feeding the prompts into ChatGPT, sometimes this tool called Daisy Chain. And then I put them on a project management board for her, and she grabs them and she posts them to the socials. And she also makes little tweaks if needed. If the AI didn't get it perfectly, she looks it over, makes little tweets. She makes little tweaks. And she says that this is saving her, this is ballpark, she's not exactly sure, but she thinks it's saving her about an hour per brand. So if she had done this all manually, instead of using the results from this ChatGPT prompts, it would take her about an hour to do a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, LinkedIn for channel makers, about an hour to do the same thing for Cook for Folks, and about an hour to do the same thing for the Secret channel, plus 3 times a week. So it's saving her like 30 to 40 hours a month. Now, that's not 40 hours that she was doing before or 30 hours that she was doing before, because like I said, we weren't doing this much before because we didn't have time. She didn't have time. Now we do. So it's a little hard to compare it directly. The other thing is we didn't have some of these social accounts at all. We created some of them for this challenge. And so we can't exactly show the growth, but we know that it's helpful to stay active on our socials, and we are really happy with the quality of these posts. I will link some of these channels below so you can actually go check out the social media accounts and just see what you think of the prompts and what you think of the kind of social posts we've been getting out of them, and if you think that the quality is good. Now, our prompts are fairly advanced, at least for my experience level, because Josh has been helping us to make them really good by using criteria that make really good social posts. So we will put things in the prompts like don't use too many emojis and be concise. And he has a lot more than that. He has some really clever specificities on these prompts to get ChatGPT to do exactly what we want. Because if I were just doing this without his help, I would have just said, make me a LinkedIn post. But he knows how to really do it correctly. And a lot of that is specifying the audience. It's specifying the kind of writing style we want it to emulate. So sometimes I will put like a blog post that Ricky wrote entirely himself, and I will tell ChatGPT to emulate that writing style. And I will also specify what kind of audience to write it for. And then it will give me a bunch of ideas. And daisy chain makes it even easier. And so I really like using daisy chain. And I'm glad we have that set up because it has like templates to do this. And you can make tweaks to the template and then just have it every day. And it's really easy. Now you can do a lot of this without daisy chain. You can do it just in ChatGPT alone. But I like the way you can kind of keep it organized and keep the templates in daisy chain and have it continue to prompt you. Also, we have been using Harpa, and we are trying to make really specific avatars using Harpa. And I will probably put those in daisy chain at some point. And then ChatGPT will have more specifics because on a day-to-day basis, I can say, okay, for Cook for Folks, I want you to target an audience that cares about healthy food and is family-oriented and things like that. But that's not quite the same as gathering actual data. That's just my guess. But with Harpa, you can gather actual data on who your audience is based on things like comments from other channels or your own channels or forums. We could do it for our community. So there's a lot of cool things to do there. And I've been playing around with that with Josh and with Tristan. They're both amazing. It's getting really fun and it's actually starting to save us time. And I think that's the coolest thing about all of this is that it has gone from just something we've wanted to do to something that's actually saving us time. Because for a while, we had to play around with it. We were trying to learn it and it wasn't saving us time. It was costing us time because we didn't know what we were doing. Now it's kind of gotten automated and it is saving us so much time, like hours and hours and hours a week. We're able to do so much more with social media than we were able to do before. So I'm really excited. Some things we're hoping to do in the future is using it for video editing. So there are a lot of AI tools that will help you cut out just like blank space in YouTube videos. If you pause, if you say filler words, it can cut that out. But we're working on something that will help us that'll suggest what to cut out. Like this is repetitive, this is boring, consider cutting this out. That's much different than just cutting out pauses. Hopefully we make some good progress on that. I know our video editors would greatly appreciate that. The other thing we are trying to get it really good at is YouTube community posts. I feel like this is a little harder than the other socials just because there are so many different kinds of YouTube community posts. There's like question ones where you have their quizzes. There's hype posts where we're saying, we're coming out with this video or having this sale. And those are things that could be on socials too. But I just feel like there's more variety and more separate goals on YouTube community posts than with most socials. Sometimes the goal is to get feedback on, do you want to see us produce a different style of video or publish more often? Or what was your favorite kind of video? Did you have questions about this video? Here's a video that's coming up. Sometimes they are more specific to your problems. Like, do you have trouble with editing or does it take you more time to come up with video ideas? Of course, those are specific to our channel, but with whatever your topic is too, you probably will have multiple goals with what you want your community post to do. And so I really want to get it dialed in to where it can account for all these different goals. And of course, not try to reach all the goals in a single post, but be able to give us different results and different outputs that meet those different goals. So, 1 week it'll give us a prompt or an output for a goal of just building connection, just something funny. Like give us, an acronym or tell us what this acronym means. Wrong answers only. That's really fun. Or maybe a picture and they have to caption the picture, something funny like that. And then the next week, make it this good sales funnel. So that they sign up for our email list, things like that. It's going to be hard, but I think we can get there. And I'm really looking forward to being able to repurpose video and audio transcripts into socials as well, instead of just blog posts, because a lot of you don't have blogs. We don't keep up on our blogs nearly as much as we keep up on our video content. And so I would absolutely love to be able to repurpose video content into social posts instead of just blog content. So all that is coming. We're working on it, but we've already figured out some great things with prompts that we're excited to share with you soon. So that's kind of what we're working on. I'm curious if there's anything you would like it to do for you aside from this, or what you want to see specifically with these prompts. Like, what would you like to learn? Do you want to learn how to really customize it for your audience? Or do you just want something really simple that you don't have to customize, that might not be quite so optimized, but more than just a shot in the dark ChatGPT prompt of give me a Twitter post for my topic on woodworking? Would you rather it be simple, but not as simple as you would have done it on your own? Let us know what you want, because we are getting really close to hopefully giving you some resources on using AI for yourselves. So thank you for being here, and we will see you next week.